Cheetah. And Cheetah, I think it's important for folks to know, right, that we've already hit the high temp for the day. It's just going down from here.
That's right. You know, our cold front is now offshore, and that cold Arctic air behind it is just going to kind of continue to push through the area. So even though some of you are still waking up in the 50s, by 10 o'clock this morning, you'll be in the low 30s, and by the afternoon, you'll be in the 20s. On our radar this morning, we did have rain move across the area. That's what the blue's indicating. But you can see the pink. That's a little bit of sleet. That's that wintry mix. And then the white is indicating where we could even have some flurries this morning. I'm going to zoom on into the north side. Well, I will zoom on into the north side next time. We are seeing some of that transition, but it will continue to do so. Our temperatures have to drop. So bottom line, plain old rain this morning. That's what most of you are seeing. By lunchtime today, that's when I'm expecting the rain that could have fallen, that we're seeing right now, could ice over along the roadways. We could have some major impacts across the city and north of town starting late morning through your lunchtime hour and into your afternoon. So even this evening and maybe even tomorrow morning, travel is going to be difficult. Again, if you don't have to get out in this, we recommend not to. And then this afternoon, Darby, we still could be looking at on and off showers, which will transition, of course, to that wintry mix.
I mean, by 4 o'clock this afternoon, it's going to be in the 20s in the afternoon. That is cold. Right now, you have light rain in the Houston area. Nothing's frozen as of yet, but where it is frozen is up north, coming south of Dallas, in Buffalo up to Corsicana. You pretty much have icy conditions out there, seeing very slow traffic through that stretch, and the city of Palestine is pretty much iced in at this point in time. Nobody seems to be moving very far there. We take you to Conroe, where we're getting a mix of ice, snow, and rain, and you can see our camera shot here. It's a little different than the last time I looked at it. This stuff might be starting to freeze here, but the roadways are still above freezing and everything's nice and quiet. Your freeways, for the most part, are quiet and just wet. If you travel I-45 coming in from the Woodlands, just 35 minutes, 1488 to downtown, you'll be rain slow. No delays on the Hardy Toll Road, and 69 as you come in from New Caney, just 27 minutes from the Grand Parkway all the way to downtown, just wet at this point in time.
All right, Darby, thank you very much. We want to go ahead and head north to Houston, where we are chasing the latest updates from the areas this is likely to hit first.
Yeah, let's go to Brandy Smith. She is in Huntsville this morning, where she's watched that snow, very light, but it's been falling on and off since she got out there this morning. And what's it like right now, Brandy?
Well, it is cold, guys. It is very cold. We're below freezing right now, and I want to show you what the cold can do. Now, this might just look wet to you, but I can tell you there is a layer of ice on here. Maybe you can see that kind of crystalline there on the bottom of this fence, and everything has that layer of ice up here. You look at the plants here, they're stiff. I want to see if you can hear that crunch. And then if you walk on the grass, I'm going to put my mic down here so you can hear it. Everything has this layer of ice on it, including the trees. I can tell you right now, I'm getting pelted in the face by what is freezing rain. Temperatures up here hovering right around 30. We've got that wind that you can see that is just chilling everything. Now, the pavement, it's still wet. That's not freezing yet. As both Cheetah and Darby mentioned, that's still warm enough that it's not frozen over yet. But if you look up toward the light, you can see how light this precipitation is, how it's kind of floating, not falling. And falling is exactly what the temperature is going to do over the next couple of hours. I know the freeze line is here in Huntsville, but it also stretches down to Brenham, and that's where our Michelle Choi is headed. Michelle, how are the roads looking right now?
Hey, good morning, Brandy. Not too bad. We are actually on 290 headed north. We just passed through Brenham, and we're hearing that just north of the city, there's supposed to be some freezing, icy road conditions. In fact, I'm going to show you the roads right now. So this is 290 that you're looking at. Earlier, we definitely started noticing our windshields starting to ice over, so we had to turn the heater on in this car, kind of crank it up to melt that, and because our windshield wiper wasn't working very well. It is below freezing here. It's about 27 degrees. Again, the roads aren't bad at all. It's still wet. We're still seeing a light shower. It's not stopping, but a light shower combined with freezing temperatures like this make for really, really bad conditions. But so far, the roads are seeming to be okay. And guys, I'm going to toss it back to you in the studio.
All right. I'm glad you're staying safe out there. I know Brandy's freezing.
Right.
Oh my gosh, everything's crunching.
Will they
up
get
for
to
she is.
trade at some point later this morning?
I don't know.
Brandy gets to come
I don't
inside.
think Michelle's cool with that
Michelle,
deal.
yeah, really. Tina, this is you can see where the clear line is. I mean, above that, where Brandy is, it's freezing this morning already.
It is, and it's just a matter of time. Pretty much everyone will be talking about sub-freezing temperatures here, especially during your lunchtime and your afternoon hours. So even though we are talking about plain old rain if you're waking up, and even if you're an employer this morning, the concern is not traveling this morning. Kind of just like Brandy, we've heard from our other reporters saying, hey, the roadways, they're passable now. It's by your lunchtime and afternoon hours that what falls right now will transition to ice and could have some major impacts. Let me show you. So I'm going to start this around 4 o'clock, and you can see even our latest model run showing pretty much rain across the area, and then you can see where that freeze line was to our northwest. Fast forward to 9 o'clock. Notice how the freeze line is now further south of town and continues to push near the coastline. And notice then how we're talking pretty much a wintry mix or just some snow and ice across the area once we head into your afternoon and early evening hours. So concerns will be by your lunchtime, afternoon, and evening of any traveling across the city and especially north of town. And that will continue to even impact areas right to the coastline. So everyone pretty much under the threat today, even though we're seeing rain this morning and temperatures are just above the freezing point. Let me fast forward and show you any accumulations that we're expecting. Notice the further along the coastline you get, accumulations become a little bit lighter, where maybe upwards of 1/2 to an inch are possible. Areas well north of town, maybe upwards of 2 to 3/10 of an inch once you head in town. But again, the major concern, I think, lunchtime and afternoon and evening will be ice on the roadways. And if roadways are passable because of icy conditions, you can't do anything about that. Once there's ice on the ground, that you can't drive that. So 32 in Conroe right now, 27 in Huntsville. Ooh, these temperatures were really actually dropping even faster than I originally thought. 38 at Bush right now, 44 at Hobby. We were in the 50s just about 45 minutes ago, so they're dropping really quickly. This afternoon, widespread 20s, and that's why I have that wintry mix in place. And again, Darby, even though we're not talking about ice right now, we're trying to prepare everyone. Very strong suggestion, especially by lunchtime in the afternoon.
Yeah, we might not be talking about ice now, but we'll be talking about ice in just a couple of hours. It's coming. You can see the sleet up here at the top side of my screen here in the north side. And then as I want to take you up north, so if you know somebody who's traveling 45 up towards Dallas or from Dallas, they maybe can make it. It's going to be really slow as you get to Corsicana because there's icy conditions there. Palestine is pretty much iced in. And then 20 going from Dallas over towards Louisiana. Seeing a lot of icy conditions there as well. You've seen it's still raining, but there's kind of a mix of snow, sleet, and rain in Conroe. No frozen bridges as of yet. And starting to see the sleet make its way into the Magnolia Tomball area. We take a look at our Houston TransStar shot. 249 here at FM 2920, so the Four Corners would be right over here. But you can still see the rain hitting the camera lens here. Temperatures should still be above freezing. I'm not expecting any problems, but we're going to keep monitoring it because it's already hit freezing in Conroe, so it's just a matter of time. All that stuff's coming here. Travel 249, you're just 13 minutes to make your way from FM 2920 into the Beltway. No delays on 290, no icy conditions. You're 24 minutes Grand Parkway to 610, and I-10 the Katy Freeway fine as well. Just 28 minutes Pinhook Drive to downtown.
Thanks, Darby. The winter weather is back with a vengeance, and if you're concerned about the morning commute, we understand driving in snow and ice can be really scary, especially if you're not used to it. Reporter Jay O'Brien this morning shows us how to stay safe.
Let's talk about driving in snow and ice. First things first, if you don't feel like it's safe to drive, do not drive. It's as simple as that. Nothing is more important than your safety. But if you must drive, here are some select tips from TxDOT. Wear your seatbelt, number one, that is a given. Also, make sure your car is properly maintained. Number two, fuel and oil. Also remember, tire pressure goes down in the cold. 3, increase the distance between you and the car in front of you. Remember those car lengths. Also, don't use cruise control. Number 4, plus, do not pump or slam your brakes. 5, if you start to slide, don't use your brakes. Just turn the wheel in the direction you want your front wheels to go. Here's an example. If your rear wheels, your back wheels, are sliding left, steer your wheel left.